Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this live replay episode with Verde, where we talk about God, we talk about mindset, we talk about emotional regulation, we talk about self-love, we talk about identity work. If you are new here, go ahead and say hi, go ahead and pop some comments in. As you all know, and if you're new here, I like reactions. I like you all to comment and engage because it's important. It's important to react. Hello to all of you that are joining. So today we're going to talk about an important topic that I feel can resonate with everyone here, everyone that's watching this. So for you, you are a big dreamer, you are an action taker, and these are four big difficulties, the biggest difficulties that people face when they are wanting to live their dream life. So what we're talking about today is for the biggest difficulties that people face that stop them from living the life of their dreams. And I have my notes next to me, so I'm going to be referencing that as well too. So let's go ahead and jump into it. If you have a piece of paper I recommend grabbing that so that way you can take notes, you can write this out, and you can also see, which happened right before this Instagram live, which is really interesting and cool. You can also see how these different things come up in your life. And then we're also going to provide within the four solutions, ways within the four difficulties, solutions that are helpful to allow you to experience more ease and happiness within your life. So number one, one of the biggest of the four difficulties that people can face that stops them from living the life that they want is fear. Fear. So what does this mean? It means that you're constantly thinking of the worst case scenarios and the worst what ifs. So for example, if you're investing in a real estate property and you are evaluating the worst case scenario financially of what can happen, that can be helpful and that can be smart because you're looking at your finances thinking, how is this going to move? And what are ways that I can help cover certain things to where my money is going to be able to cover certain aspects, or the tenant or the tenants are able to help pay certain things as well when it comes to this asset, right? Like those are things that are important to look at. What happens if the tenant didn't live there for a month or a year? Would you be able to still afford those different payments, right? So those are things that can be important to navigate and look at. When it comes to the aspect of fear, and if we're constantly in our life, now what I'm talking about is we're constantly looking at the what if scenarios. So we're constantly thinking about, what if I don't make money? What if I don't lose the weight? What if it doesn't happen? What if I never find the relationship? What if I start the business and it just fails? What if I don't have clients? Like we always think it's like this repetitiveness. That's what I'm talking about. That's the pain point of feeling like we're always on this repetitiveness of what if, and thinking about the worst case scenario all the time. And that's where fear likes to creep in. That's where the devil, demons like to creep in, whatever you reference, likes to creep in to try to defer you from the blessing that God has given you in your life, or whichever you personally reference. I reference God, so you're going to hear me reference God and use your own discernment in regards to what feels good and true for you. So when fear, which is one of the biggest difficulties that people can face, that's number one for those of you that are taking notes, one of the biggest four difficulties that people face that stops them from living the life that they want is fear. So number two, which this leads into number two, is then it stops you from taking action. It stops you from taking action. I don't know how that happened. It stops you from taking action. So when fear creeps in, what happens? We don't take action then on the things that we've been wanting to do. We don't take action on making the phone call to the schools to propose public speaking. We don't apply ourselves to the job because we feel like we won't get the promotion. We don't apply ourselves to working after your 9 to 5 on your business because you feel like it's going to fail, right? So it's like these things that you want to do, that you want to take action on, when fear creeps in, it stops us from taking action on the things that we want to do. What are some more examples of things that we want to do? For example, if you want to deepen your self-love, or you've seen on the internet people taking themselves out to travel solo, or that they take themselves out on a date, and you want to do that, but there's fear thinking, well, what if people think I'm weird? Or what if people judge me? Then the action from that is inaction. There isn't an action that happens. So you guys seeing the correlation between that? When fear creeps in, the second thing that happens is that we don't take action on the things that we've been wanting to do, and also that we've been talking about doing. So there's a difference between, and I'm going to say this as well, like when you are experiencing, when you're wanting to take action on something and you keep talking about it 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 and you don't do it, not only is that not allowing other people to not trust you, but it's allowing you to not trust yourself. Because what you're telling yourself is that, whether you realize it or not, what you're telling yourself is that, okay, cool, I can say that I want to do this thing, but if I don't take action towards it, then nothing happens. So what you're telling yourself is that I can't trust myself. Or that when I set a goal towards something, or I say that I'm going to do something, I don't do it. Right? So it's like which we're going to get into the solution. So that's number 2. So third one is letting people, of the 4 difficulties people face to stop them from living the life that they want. Number 3 is letting people treat you like dirt, or talk to you like dirt. So why is this important? Because how you view yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you love yourself is so important. I went to a conference, and one of the things that they had mentioned, which was so cool, is that about 98% of our body is full of water. Okay. And they did this study that was on this. And so long story short, what they did within the study is that when this person talked to the water and said hate, ugly, fat, like all these really not nice words, the water molecules were more like explosive and kind of everywhere. And then when they talked to the water molecules, and they talked to the water, and it was more, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, I love you, you're amazing, all these really beautiful, enlightening words. That's when the water molecules they were actually crystals. They were snowflakes. And so this is what's so important about the way that we treat ourselves, because if you think about it, if we're 98% water, the words that we tell ourselves matter. So you can think about, and I was telling this last night with my family, a part of my family, is that if you visualize yourself as, you think about it, there's water within you. So you can visualize little ice, I said icicles. You can think about little water molecules that are all within you, which is all within you, and little snowflakes that are all around versus little contortions that are all around, right? So that's what's so powerful about being able to talk nicely to yourself, because how you treat yourself is how other people will then treat you as well. So that's the third thing that can stop individuals from living the life, can stop you from living the life that you want, is allowing other people to talk down to you, or to treat you like dirt, or to not respect you. And so that's about having a conversation. Well, we'll get into the solutions in a minute as well. Number 4 is, of the 4 things, the 4 difficulties that people face and stops them from living the life that they want, is feeling like you're alone, or that no one understands. Okay? This is what I want to say in regards to that. 1, there is someone else on this planet, in your world, in your family, that understands to some degree what you're going through. So I want to say that you are not alone. You are never alone. Someone else, I guarantee, someone else in this world, someone else in your life understands what you're going through. But it takes a level of vulnerability to also open up and talk about that with individuals that are safe, right? It's not that we just open up and start sharing these things with people that don't feel safe. And that's a different conversation. So it's having these conversations with people that you feel safe around to express what's going on and checking in that they're emotionally available as well too. So when it comes to this, if you feel like, well, Mallory, I don't feel safe within, or how do I want to word this? Mallory, I feel like no one else in my life gets what I'm going through. I feel like I'm the only person. Then don't you think your creator, and again, whichever you personally believe, I reference God, don't you feel like God understands what you go through? Because he came down, lived life on earth, and experienced the same things practically that you're experiencing. So who else better to talk to about these things than the person who went through these things, right? So I share this not in a way of excusing how or dismissing how you're feeling, because it's very valid to feel alone and that no one understands. That's very real to feel that. What I share is that, and when I say to my clients, for example, you're not alone, I'm not talking about me. And I'm not necessarily talking about the community either. What I'm talking about is God. What I'm talking about is God is always with you. And God understands more than anyone on earth what you're going through. So what a better way, and what an awesome way that we can actually go to him and talk to him about what we're going through, what we're experiencing, what's coming up for us. There's no one else better that can understand than I feel him. So those are for the biggest difficulties that people face that stops them from living the life that they want. So we will go into the solutions, and there's a few ways that you can get these solutions. So if you want to grab the solutions, we will send them to you in a format of some sort this week. So you can comment solution, and we will send that to you. If you would like to know these solutions today, what we will go over in the Maison, which is the year-long membership, we will go over this topic together. So we're going to cover this in more depth. We're also going to go into the solutions, and that way you're able to start living a life that you want, because we are not here to be mediocre. We are not here to just go to, like, this is for specific people. This is not for everyone. These are for, again, as I mentioned, action takers and big dreamers that know that there is more to life than just going to your 9-to-5 and retiring when you are 70. Like, you feel there is something bigger out there for you in your life, something bigger that you want to do in your family life, something different that you want to break the mold in regards to how people parent. You want to break the mold in regards to what you do in your day-to-day life. Like, you want to retire when you're 40 and you want to have more time with your kids, right? So it's like, we will go over the solutions in the Maison tonight. And if you want access to the solutions based on what we talked about today, you can comment solutions and we'll send it to you sometime this week. We're going to go over it tonight in the Maison first. So I hope that this evoked some awareness within you all. If you're feeling any emotions, breathing can be very helpful. And I look forward to meeting those of you in the Maison. And again, free access to the content when you comment solution. I hope that you all have a great and fantastic day. You can absolutely do this. And I'm sending peaceful energy your way. Have a nice one.